right. You better do what I want you to do. I could throw all this trouble of cleaning you all up, and I ruined my good shirt using it for a rag on you. So you better run decent for me. I'd hate to have to pull you back out and put a 302 in your place just to have something that ran right. Just because your 460 cubic inches don't make it where you're King Tut. That's right, I've seen a few 302s that will kick a 460 right in the butt. But we'll see what you can do. We'll do what we can with you. And we're going to do the best we can. The fact that you cost $50 is not the problem. The problem is all your disadvantages with your piston being down the hole, and you have nothing going for you as far as performance. So that's up to me to do all this stuff. But I'm going to give you a chance to prove something. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if you can run as good as some of the other engines I've had, and you're going to have to prove yourself to me. Hey guys, just giving the 460 a little bit of attention here and a little pep talk. Yeah, I used to give my cars a pep talk all the time. Like if they acted up and didn't run right, I had a way of talking to my cars when they didn't run right. The way I handled the situation most of the time, when I had a problem with an engine I didn't like, I would usually pull the car into the junkyard and say, this is where you're going to wind up if you don't run right or straighten out. That was easier than working on them sometimes. Sometimes they'd straighten right out. But we're on the 460 here, and I neglected this thing for a long time. So we're going to try to get this thing up and running. I have so many people asking me about this now. I mentioned this 460 a while back, and there was only a few people that was really interested. Now it seems like I have people asking me about it. So we're going to see what we can do with her. Performance advantages this has is probably one, and it's 460 cubic inches. As far as performance goes, it has no advantages in any other aspect as far as we'll go with that. This engine, the camshaft would not be a performance thing. The piston being down the hole would not be a performance thing. Low compression would not be a performance thing. So what do we do? Well, we're going to start out by trying to get the compression up a little bit on it. And from factory stock, this came with a 92cc combustion chamber. So it's going to have a 72cc combustion chamber. So that's going to help. And what else is going to help? I'm going to most likely put the thinnest head gasket I can put on this. Some guys don't believe in that. I do. Well, you might say, why do you think that's important, Terry? For one reason. I've done that in the past. I've done these tricks on other engines, and well, I'll make it simple. It's never hurt it. How much has it helped it? No, I've seen it help. some people say, well, it's not going to do much. Well, if you pick up a smidgen of compression, that's never going to hurt. So that's the only thing I don't have time slips on, is one of them things there I believe in. But some guy could think, why you need to clean a $50 engine up like that? I got a question if you think that. Was it clean from the factory? Do you want to put an engine together and have grit fall down into the oil pump and it seizes up? This is the most crucial thing you could do, is clean an engine, whether it's used or even if it's a tired engine and you have to run that engine, you want to make sure it's clean. And you want to make sure when you're cleaning it that there's no grit falling down inside of your cam and anywhere in here. Because I see guys, I see every guy, all my friends that do mechanic work, they take the gasket material and they let it go wherever, and then they blow it out with an air gun. That drives me crazy. And everybody does it. So I'm going to have everybody say, well, I do that. Don't hurt anything. It's only gasket material, Terry. Yeah, it is, until it sucks up in your pump or hangs a valve if you get too much down in the engine, or wipes your cam out if you don't get it all out and you happen to blow some down in there. There are other things that can happen by doing things like that. That's my opinion. I know I have a guy, I probably have about 100 guys say, I've done that my whole life. I've never had a problem like that. I let that gasket material go and I just blow it out. I know. Everybody does that. But that's just my pet peeve. And I'm happy to get something done to this engine because I'm so far behind with this thing. This engine was supposed to be done last March. My son bought me everything I needed to put this engine together last Christmas. Not this last Christmas, but Christmas before. So it's only because of my own doing this thing didn't get put together. But we're in a new year, and I'm hoping to get this thing up and running. Not just up and running, I'd like to take the truck to the track, and that's what this engine's for. It's for the 1965 Ford truck, in case I have new subscribers who don't know about this. I've done a couple segments about it, but we're putting ported heads on it that I'm doing. That's taken me forever because I don't like what I see with the heads. I wish I didn't do a few things that I've done as far as testing. I should have just ported them like old school, put them on and not looked at anything. But I didn't like how the fuel was emptying into the head. That's another segment. But that would have been good if I just did a cleanup on the heads, threw it together. But I'm like this. If I'm going to do something for performance, I don't like to stop. I don't like to do a stage 1 or a stage 2. Not when it needs a 3 and a 4. So that's where I'm at with that. So anyway, we're going to be putting a new timing chain gear in this, a new oil pump, a new rear main seal, and that's one thing I will do to an engine when they have miles on them. And just because it looks okay and it ran okay when it came out, as far as I know, well, this engine's been around for a while. Now, I don't want to take a chance on an oil pump going bad and pulling the engine all back out, or having to jack it up in the truck and go through the trouble of doing that. So while this engine's out, it's getting a new oil pump. And timing chain gear, I could have got by with it. It's a little slacky, but same deal. I don't want a timing chain gear to have a problem this is a double roller in this, but if it was a nylon gear, well, if you have an engine with an old nylon timing chain and gear in it, it'd be foolish to put that together without changing that if you have one that's original. So these are things I like to do, and they might save you trouble in the long run. And you might say, well, Terry, I had an engine. I threw that thing together with all the stock stuff. That thing ran for 10 years. Well, I've had them run for 10 years too, but how do you know what it's going to do, how long it's going to last? This thing is too heavy for me to be pulling in and out and hooking the trans up, getting the cherry picker out there. So that's where I'm coming from with that, guys. That's just how I look at it. And if I was broke, which I am always, but that's beside the point, and could not afford to do anything, then the motor would go in exactly how it is, or how it was when it was together. Because I've done that many times, but some of the engines I used back in the day were pretty good. I had one engine that had 40,000 miles on it, so that should have been fine. So I ran that motor. That was one that was in my other 65 Ford truck, and I got lucky on that engine because a lady had that car and I got hit in the rear, and I looked in and seen that had a 460 in it. This was in the junkyard. I looked in and seen the brake pedal was not even worn. I looked at the odometer. It had like 38,000 miles on it, something like that. And I asked the guy at the junkyard, I'm like, you want to sell the engine out of that car? He goes, yeah, it's for sale. I have to get big money for that though. I said, well, what's big money? Oh, I got to get $300 or $400 for that thing. I'm like, yeah. So what's the problem? Well, I'm just letting you know, I have to get that kind of money for that. That's big money. He thought that was big money because all the other engines I got from him were like $100 engines. So, God rest his soul. My friend Freeman from the junkyard, he hooked me up a lot of times. That engine was a great engine. Even though it was low compression like this one, it was a 72 or 73 engine. I put that engine in the truck, my old 65 Ford truck, and I won so many races with that thing. But it had been maintained, so that was a good thing. I could tell that I think I had the last oil change right on the car somewhere, if I remember right. So anyway, we're on our way with this, and we're gonna change the cam in it. Yeah, a little bit of race cam. We're getting into this, and things like that. So I'll be doing other segments to show what I'm doing as I go. But as of for right now, I'm worried about getting this cleaned up. I got to flip the motor over, get all the grit off underneath. But I was more concerned about the top right now because it started getting some dust and stuff in the top. I don't want this thing where there's grit, anything like that, falling down in it any more than I have to. Even though I'm pulling the cam out, even though I'm going to take the pan off of it and clean everything off. I don't want anything down in that engine if I can help it. So anyway, guys, that's where I'm at with this. Giving you a little bit of my thinking. And it's cold in here, guys. Bear with me. And I'm going to finish this up here, and I'm going in because we had some really nice weather here, and now it's winter time again. So with that, I want to thank you for stopping in, checking me out, your interest in this, and hang in there. We might see this thing fire up. Maybe we'll do a Will It Run video like everybody else does. So with that, guys, thanks again for your support. I appreciate every one of you. Take care, everybody. God bless you.